David Ornstein has confirmed that Bruno Fernandes is expected to stay at Manchester United amidst interest from clubs in Saudi Arabia. There has been lots of talk surrounding the future of the Manchester United captain in recent weeks. Despite a disappointing campaign for the Red Devils as a whole, Fernandes has performed well, notching an impressive 26 goal contributions in 45 appearances across all competitions. The highest United can finish in the Premier League this season is 6th, and they host Newcastle United this week, the club that occupies that position right now. Fernandes is unlikely to be available for the match, having missed his side's previous 2 league matches with a knee issue. He might be absent, but there is some good news for Man United fans, with the 29-year-old now expected to stay at Old Trafford. Bruno Fernandes firmly expected to stay at Man United, Ornstein. According to the Athletic correspondent Ornstein, the Red Devils met the Portuguese midfielder last week to discuss his future. The club's leadership team met with the player and his representatives for a lengthy conversation at the Carrington training ground, where it became clear that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's team, including Sir Dave Brailsford, Jason Wilcox and Matt Hargreaves, want to continue building around Fernandes. There has been talk of a summer exit for the United captain, and the report claims that the 29-year-old wanted clarity on the direction the club is heading and whether or not their ambition matches his. Unsurprisingly, it is noted that Fernandes is eager to see evidence that it is achievable for the club to be a competitive and successful side under the new sporting setup. If he is unsatisfied by the progress and a huge offer comes from abroad, his exit cannot be completely ruled out. Despite this, Ornstein states that it is firmly expected that Fernandes will stay at Manchester United after a positive outcome to last week's talks at Carrington. Bruno Fernandes Man United future settled. Talk of a summer transfer for the Portuguese international has ramped up in recent weeks, with Fernandes not one of the players deemed untouchable in a report that claimed all but 3 of United's first-team squad can leave if a sufficient bid is made. Amidst reported interest from Saudi Arabia and Bayern Munich, Fernandes, who is under contract until June 2026 and has the option to extend by a further year, added fuel to the fire following an interview with Days in Portugal. "Obviously, it doesn't just depend on me, does it?" Fernandes said when asked about his Old Trafford future. "A player always has to want to be here, but at the same time, you have to want him to stay. At the moment, I feel there's that on both sides. I'm not thinking too much about the future, not least because, obviously, this season hasn't been at the level I'd hoped for, either individually or collectively, so far. So, if you want me to be very honest, if I have to think about not continuing in the Premier League, it won't be until after the Euros, because nothing will be able to take my focus away from the FA Cup final and the Euros, as there's nothing more important than that at the moment." Ornstein has now shut down any talk of a summer exit, despite a report from Manchester Evening News that claimed his Man United teammates have doubts he will stay. Those apparent doubts will now be eased by Ornstein's report, which will reveal to those doubtful stars that a meeting happened in their own training ground last week.